Hey guys, how the hell are you? Welcome back once again to Arnold Drinks. My name is Arnold, and tonight I drink. So tonight I'm very pleased to kind of showcase the new offerings from Maker's Mark in their limited release series. These are BRT-01 and BRT-02. Their newest collaboration with the independent stave company. We have this one, BRT-01, which is meant to showcase expressions from the top of the rick house, blended with 10 virgin toasted American oak staves. Tasting notes on here: deep caramelized barrel notes accented with some toastiness and a warm finish. And BRT-02 is meant to showcase notes from the bottom of the rick house. This one, though, has 10 virgin toasted French oak staves that have been used to kind of enhance the flavor notes therein just a little bit. Now, I'm fortunate enough that I was able to procure these two bottles at the exact same proofage. Both of these are at 109.4, so that's going to get taken completely off the table as a variable. The exact same proofage exists in both of these, so I am very, very excited to actually dive in and stop talking about assorted marketing this, marketing that, because I don't know and I don't care. What I'm interested in is how do these taste and how do they compare to one another. So first of all, let's give a little sniff, a little on these. Oh, wow. That is desserty. Oh man, and pungent. So I should mention, when I first poured these out to do these video, it kind of permeated the room with like a rich desserty note. So this has like a lot of vanilla, a lot of caramel, kind of a typical bourbon thing going on there. A little bit of maybe some toffee, a little bit of butterscotch in there too. Just a hint of oaky spiciness in there as well. Maybe just a little bit of a sweet cinnamon, like a brown sugar cinnamon kind of thing. Oh, that smells incredible. Let's check the aroma on BRT-02. And that's dramatically different. That's even dramatically different from a couple days ago when I cracked these open and had the first sips, actually. A few days ago when I cracked this open, I could have sworn BRT-02 was a little bit sweeter on the aroma and on the palate as well. But now this is different. This is like a little bit of maraschino cherry in there. Chocolate. Like a little dark chocolate, a whole lot of like Hershey's milk chocolate in there too. A lot of caramel on this. Chocolate and caramel. Oh, that's really, really different. Yeah, so that one's got a little bit of a fruit note that's coming out of it now too that I kind of didn't get the first time when I had this a couple days ago. Let's go back and see. Oh man, this one was more of like a typical bourbon thing to me when I had this at first. Like it was a little grainy. I'm not noticing that at all on the aroma now. It's just butterscotch, toffee, caramel, and brown sugar. Man, that's really desserty. This is really desserty too, but it's more of like some sort of fruity confection kind of thing. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, so far on the aroma, I kind of like BRT-01 a little bit better because it is desserty as shit. That is really desserty. This one is awesome too. I would buy this just independently, even if I wasn't trying to buy both of them. But like, that smells incredible as well. It's just, I gotta give it to this one here. Let's go in for the flavor now. Super long legs on that. Oh man. Whew. Long finish. Man, that's a long lingering finish here. So there is a slight bit of an oaky, tannic dryness there. Just a little hint of it. A little bit of spice on the finish. The front of the palate is nothing but dessert, man. Like, it's got sort of like a brown sugar, syrupy kind of thing going on. A bit of vanilla, bit of caramel, but then a little bit between like the front of the palate and the mid palate, you get all this damn butterscotch, tons of butterscotch. Let me go back in. And now on the second sip, with that finish still lingering from the first, that oak is kind of just popping a little bit, really, from the moment that you take a sip. So there's a lot of butterscotch in that. There's a lot of toffee in that, a lot of caramel. That is super desserty. Very viscous too, very mouth-filling. So that is awesome. That is rather amazing. Take a moment here, collect myself before I go into BRT-02. Still on the aroma, plenty of that sort of fruity chocolate note. So whereas in the aroma, you were getting a little bit of like a Hershey's milk chocolate kind of thing, in the palate of that one, I'm getting a little bit more of a dark chocolate thing. A little bit more like a Ghirardelli dark chocolate, dark cacao kind of thing happening there. It's almost like a malted whiskey in the sense that there's so much rich dark chocolate in that. A little bit of cherry, a little bit of maraschino cherry, I should say, because it's definitely got that sort of syrupy kind of thing going for it. A little bit of a grainy texture coming in on the back end. That might honestly just be the finish from this still carrying over. But this too, like, I had this about a minute and a half ago, and I'm still like, that finish is just continuing to hit. Let me go in again. So this time through, catch a little bit of whiff as I'm putting it back, and that's a little bit more reminiscent of what I noticed 2 days ago when I cracked these bottles open. Like, don't get me wrong, you've got the dark fruit in there, a little bit of plum coming through now too, but all of a sudden this one had a huge amount of butterscotch coming through on that now. So like butterscotch, caramel, dark chocolate, and a bit of like cherry, plum, something else in there too I can't quite place. Maybe like the slightest little hint of like a Cabernet grape. That is interesting. And the more I sip that one now, the more I'm getting a little bit more of butterscotch that's coming through. Let me go back to this one now. Man, that one is just still so rich. Now going back to it after having this one, I got a bit more of a spicy note that's coming through on the finish. So definitely a slight bit of a peppery kind of thing happening, almost like a rye, where it's got like that little white pepper note that hits on the back end of the finish. And that is definitely going on with this one now. God damn. Both of these, like, look, I'm not the biggest Makers fan in the world. I think that what they do is good, but I'm not necessarily like a huge monolithic fan of what they do. These two whiskeys are changing my opinion of them a little bit. This is two expressions that are dramatically different between the two. Very, very desserty, both in their own right, but dramatically different. This one is just like a rich, sugary treat Like lots of butterscotch, vanilla, caramel, toffee, all of that coming through. A little bit of a syrupy kind of thing as well. This one is more of like a fruity confection sort of thing. A little bit of powdered sugar I noticed on that one too. I was trying to place what that note is, but maybe like a little powdered sugar thing. A little bit of grainier texture to it on this one in my opinion, but dark chocolate, dark fruit, that one was incredible in its own right as well. These are both super, super fantastic. So if you can get both, that's cool, that's rad. If you can't get both and you're only able to get just one of these, cool, it's gonna be awesome regardless. It's just gonna be different depending on which one you find. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please remember to like this video, subscribe to this channel, tons more of this content to come. And as always, remember, take what you do seriously. I just realized I'm wearing a Mayhem shirt. It's not to come, it's to come. Anyways, thank you guys so much. Take what you do seriously. Do not take yourselves too seriously.